Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Mind of Reese. It has been a minute since I've last done a podcast. Why? Because it has been a crazy last month. So before we get into what the podcast episode is all about, let me tell you a few things that are happening in my world. Right now, Inspired Academy is going, and I love my students. They are amazing. If you want to get on the waitlist for Inspired Academy for next year, you're more than welcome. Go ahead and look into the show notes to get into that. I currently have one slot left for a new VIP mentee. This is a more hands-on container. This is a 3-month container where we go everything through life and business, whether that be understanding how to build your brand even bigger and better to really up level your tattoo empire. This is for the artist that is already feeling really solid in their foundation of their business and is just looking to grow even more, whether that be in the social media, whether that be opening up shops, whether that be opening up your own programs, mentoring, tattoo techniques. We even go into energy healings and workings because I love to build business from a spiritually balanced place, and this is the artist that I'm calling in. So if this sounds like you and you want to learn more about it, you can go into the show notes, you can sign up, it's a little form that you got to fill out just to make sure that we are on the same page, and then we will have a connection call to see if we're the right fit for each other. Last but not least, holy shit, you guys, it has been years. It has been years since I've been asked if I am holding any openings for apprentices. And I have decided that next year, I'm going to be holding a 6 to 8 month intensive. All of the details are not up just yet. I am building it because it came to me through my inner wisdom, through source. I channeled this new idea and I'm like, holy shit, it is time. So I am going to be calling in 3 new apprentices who would love to do life and business with me for the 6 to 8 months next year in 2023. So if you are interested in learning how to tattoo, learning how to build a solid tattoo business at the foundation of a solid tattoo business, how to create a beautiful social media brand, a very unique, authentic brand, how to call in your soulmate clients, how to ritualize your tattooing, whether that be ritualizing with your clients or just ritualizing your spaces and things like that, because we love to make sure that we're very intentional with all the things that we do. And basically the fundamentals of everything having to do with tattooing, from tattoo techniques to whatever style that you're going to get into. So we literally start from the ground up. I teach you not only how to tattoo, the business of tattooing, the mindset of success, and so much more. Holy shit, I'm so excited to be offering this to 3 people. In the show notes, you can get on the wait list. I will be asking you, there will be a questionnaire that you have to go through before you can get on the wait list, because we want to make sure that you are all in, because there's going to be a lot of people wanting to get into this. And I'm so excited to be offering this to 3 people. And the people that get in on this time will be getting a massive discount because it'll be my first round. And so if you have been interested in becoming an intentional, spiritual, heart-led tattoo artist and entrepreneur, this might be the thing for you. So this is really exciting. So yay, that's it. That's what's going on. I know that's been long, but I really was so excited about sharing that with you guys now. Also, this episode is going over everything that has happened in August, from my travels to my shop ceiling falling down to my artist leaving and how I manifested that. And holy shit, I can't believe it. And so there's so many things going on this month. And I drop knowledge, I drop inspiration in this. So if you're feeling the vibe, you're feeling inspired, you're feeling like you want to share this out, please share this on your stories. Let other people know that when we have quantum crumbles, there are quantum leaps, there are quantum highs, quantum successes. And that's why when we lead from our heart, when we lead a heart-led business, that this is the fun of it all. And I can't wait to share what's been happening. So let me know if you love this podcast. I love you guys, and I'll see you. So welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. It has been a minute. I haven't been recording any podcasts because I have been traveling a ton. August was a crazy month for me. I took my team and my artists, The Edge Inc., at my shop, The Edge Inc., to San Diego Tattoo Convention, which was some of their first tattoo conventions, and they won awards there, which was so fucking exciting. And then I traveled to Inked Magazine's shop and then went to France and had an amazing time there and got offered sponsorships, got to judge really awesome tattoos, got to do really cool tattoos, got to see northern France, which I've never seen. So it's just been a really crazy ride over there. Then I get back and literally hop back on a plane to Austin to go over with my friend. His show, it's an invitational, and was able to invite my 2 girls with me, brought them with me, afforded my assistant to come to make sure she shot everything for that. And then, of course, during all this time, the shop is going under. It's like the weirdest thing. The water heater ended up breaking and the ceiling started to sag. And so I was dealing with that while I was on my travels and dealing with the landlord. And then, all of a sudden, 2 of my artists are deciding to leave and venture out on their own, which is fucking exciting. But it was like, oh my gosh. And it's so funny because it's like all of these things are happening. And I could just allow it to let it crumble me, let it feel like I'm overwhelmed, all the things. And don't get me wrong, this month was pretty overwhelming. I also launched Inspired Academy again for its 2nd time this year. And I did a free masterclass on content magnetism. And so it was just, there was so much going on. I have new courses coming out. I have new ideas. And there was a part of me that was even in the works, talking with myself, meditating on this. And this is why I love doing a spirit-led business, is because, we get to co-create with the universe, with our highest selves, with spirit. We get to really just dive really deep and realize that, we don't have to think and logically, practically do business this way. We don't have to be logical about it. We could totally be in the 5th dimension with spirit and the universe and allow that to guide us. And as we come back to the 3rd, back here on this 3rd dimensional realm where we're like 3D and everything like that, like that's where we get to take the actionable steps and create that human experience. And so especially when in meditation, this is where I get most of my best creative ideas. And in meditation, I had an epiphany that I wanted to close down my shop. And it was crazy. I was like, holy crap, like, where is this coming from? And I, obviously I go in making sure it's not ego, or maybe making sure it's not overwhelm, because oftentimes when we decide to shut something down, it could be like either we're like, I'm going to burn it all down because I can't deal with it anymore, or it's a shift. And for me, it felt a bit of both. Let me just be completely transparent. Sometimes, running a shop does take a ton of energy. It takes a lot of energy because there's a lot of different personalities, and I care very much about my artists, and I care about their personal lives, and I care about the business lives. And so I'm constantly holding space for them at all times, as well as trying to hold space for myself and my students and my, me mentoring and learning, and me being a student myself and me being a leader. And so it just becomes like, it feels like there's so much going on, right? And so it's like, where do we get a chance to take a breath? Where do I get a chance to really allow myself to process, alchemize the feelings that are going on within me, and start to make inspired action from that place? And so, yeah, it all of a sudden came to me, and I started talking to my partner about it, and I talked to my best friend about it, and they were just like, wow, Reese, this is a crazy move. Especially to my best friend. She's been with me for like 15 years, and so she's seen me since before I was tattooing, and she's seen the whole thing go up and up and up and up. She's seen me build my business to the thing that it is now. And she's just like, holy crap, like, this is what you want to do. And I was like, to be honest, I love my artists. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with me. And I have created a business that I like to call like a playground. It's like I've created this brand and this business around my tattooing and around me and my mentoring and all the things that I just love doing. And I've created this playground, and I've allowed artists to come in and play on that playground and create their own unique business, take things from that playground, and was like, okay, I like playing with this, let me play with that. I like playing with this, let me play with that. And then building their own unique business so that they can go and leave and fly. And I know that it wouldn't be me leaving them high and dry if I was like, hey guys, I think I'm going to take a moment to myself. I'm going to close down this shop. I'm going to just have it as a private studio for a little while. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to reopen another shop, which is actually exactly what I want to do. I want to expand and grow. And that's what I've been talking about all year. If you've been following along with this podcast, you know that that's what the whole goal was, to go bigger, go create a warehouse and, more seminar space, more artist space and things like that. And so that's not off the table. It's just the interim from right now to that particular time. Did I want us to hold space for these people in this shop? And was this still in alignment with what I wanted to do? And what I find so wonderful and brave, and I hope this inspires you in so many ways, is that, yeah, of course, if I were to, like there were thoughts of ego being like, oh my gosh, if we get rid of, if you shut down the shop, there's an X amount of income that's no longer coming in. Are you able to do all the things that you're doing without this income? Da 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 da, la 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 la. And then there was just this part of me, this knowing part of me, this knowing inside of me that's like, I've got me. I'm good. I'm always going to be good. I've always had my back. I've created that trust within myself. I've cultivated that relationship with my intuition to just know that calmness within me is meant to be within me. And it's so funny because the moment I stuck that thought into the universe, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling like I want to dissolve the shop for a minute. I just want to just do my own thing and really focus on the coaching business and still tattoo. Of course, I love tattooing. Like that's never going to stop, but it's just like, but allow myself to really focus on other aspects. And it's just so funny that the moment I put it out there in the universe, of course, two of my artists are like, you know what? We're ready. We're ready to move on. We're ready to do our own thing. We're ready to open up our own private studio. And the only person left is my baby Jackie, and she's my apprentice. I've built her up from the ground up, but I have a feeling that now that everybody's leaving, that she might stick around for a little while, and then maybe open up a shop with Chloe, my other artist that's just decided to leave, and it makes all this sense because like they at the end of it, I was like, guys, I'm so proud of you. If you're happy, then I'm happy. Like if you're leaving based off of something you're unhappy with here, then please tell me. But if you're just stoked to create a new chapter in your life, like that's fucking stoke is strong. And if I felt bad because like whenever you're telling someone that you're leaving or change is happening, people get so rigid about it. And for me, I love change. It actually fucking fills me up. It lights me up. I'm like, this is exactly why I created a shop, is to bring in very, very potential beautifully amazing tattoos, good heads on their shoulders, all of these things, and to cultivate a leadership within them and build a business within them that they could go off and do their own thing and lead others. Like that's the whole point of this. Like if you're a tattooer trying to hoard your artist, ask yourself why. Where in it in you is that a shadow? Why must you hoard? Why do you feel abandoned if someone leaves? Like these are all the things I've of course have gone through over the years and felt like, wow, there's no loyalty and da 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 da. And I'm just like, that's something we're taught. A lot of times when we go into situations at tattoo shops and you just hear these terrible exiting, experiences for some artists where they're like, yeah, my boss didn't take it too well. He kicked me out, da da da, or he took my machines and da da da. It's like all these like terrible stories. And I'm just like, why can't we just be happy for others to choose themselves? Like, why are we being selfish over here and being like, no, this is all about me. You're ruining my day. You're ruining the way my work happens, when we can look at it as an opportunity, as like an open door to create something new. And that's how I look at it. And so not only am I so as my human design, if you guys don't know what that is, like it's your human, I forget exactly what it is, but my human design is manifesting generator. So I can manifest more than one thing at one time, and I manifest very quickly, especially if it feels good and it lights me up and I bring it in and I got the good energy and the vibrations. I'm on the wavelength of the things that I want, and the universe wants to co-create with me saying like, yes, 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 this is exactly where we were trying to lead you, but now since you know already, let's go for it. So it's like when the moment I put that out there of course it's going to happen within literally days. This always happens to me, especially like I told my partner this too. It's like I wrote it down in my journal, the partner I wanted to manifest into my life, and literally 4 days later he showed up. And so it was funny because I didn't expect him to be the guy I was talking about, but now that we are in hindsight of like 9 months later, it's like beautiful. and awesome. And so I'm just like, great, I'm loving this. I love all of this. And this is how it rolls. And this is why I'm so grateful, because it's like when things don't manifest my way, it just means something better is coming. You know what I mean? When we think things aren't going our way, it means something better is coming around the corner. And so if you just keep on trucking and taking inspired action and allowing your intuition and inner wisdom, the gods, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever the higher source is for you, and you just allow that to feel. You feel through that. You listen to that intuitive voice, even though it can be scary and it leads you into the unknown where the ego wants to stop you, because the ego doesn't like change. Ego is afraid of the unknown. Ego is like, no, let me protect you. I need to protect you from the unknown. What if all these things happen? And so it's like, of course, thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for the discernment. However, I trust I have faith in my own inner wisdom. My inner wisdom is God, universe, all of this stuff, because it's my higher consciousness, my higher self, what we co-create with all of nature. And that's where I just have that faith. I'm like, yep, I got it. I got this, because I have faith in me. And if this is the direction that I'm meant to go in, then this is the direction I'm meant to go in. And let's fucking go. I don't have time. Like, I have time. I want to stretch my time on my business and how much money I make and where money comes from. I have time for that. But I also don't have time to play small. I'm like, okay, so it's like holding the duality between, yes, I have time. My business is forever. Forever could mean 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or it could mean a week. I don't know. But do I want to leave this world? Do I want to leave this body, this particular lifetime that I've had, and say that I woulda, coulda, shoulda? No, hell no. And I haven't. I've moved through a lot of times where I've wanted to play small, but I think overall, if I were to look back on my life, I've definitely played huge and scared the shit out of most people. And I think that that's just been my way of doing things. When people might think I'm impulsive, but it's not impulse when it comes from intuition. For me, it's just I'm playing a different game. I'm doing business differently. I choose to do it from a very regulated nervous system, from a peaceful place. I take a lot of time for me to make sure that I'm listening right and that I'm listening well, that I'm opening myself up to hear the things that I'm meant to hear. Because oftentimes our thoughts will tamp down all those other beautiful messages we're meant to have so much earlier in life, but we just don't allow them to be heard because we allow the other voices in our mind to take over. And the thing is that that's the funniest part, is that the feeling is the trueness within us. The feeling within our bodies is the wisdom. We know all of it. And it's funny too, because I was telling my artist, as we're doing like a goodbye ceremony yesterday, and it's my birthday week, and so we're just like, I'm like, you guys, at the end of the day, I want you to know that, like, I love you and I always will, but you never needed me. You have all of the tools within you. And I'm glad that you're leaving if this feels fucking lit up for you, because at the end of the day, like, I want you to choose to do life and business with me. Yes, I'm going to teach you a lot. Yes, you're going to teach me a lot. You're my mentor just as much as I am your mentor. Like, I know a lot about experience, but you guys teach me a lot in my own shadows. And so it's like, these are the things. It's like, let's forever be a student. Let's always know at the end of the day that, at the end of the day, nobody needs either one of us. We just choose to do life and business with each other. And if that relationship, that particular style of relationship, business relationship, artist relationship, whatever it is, does no longer resonates and something else aligns better, then do that. Like, that's where it's at. That's why the way that I do business, the way I hold my artists, it's like, yeah, I have a particular way of doing business. But if someone doesn't resonate with them, it's totally fine for them to go and leave. There's no wrong way to run your shop or do business and things like that. And so for me, the way I look at it is that if you want to come and work with me as an artist and be a part of the shop, it's one of those things that you're choosing to do life and business with me. You're choosing that being under me or being a mentee, the person, a student, and thing like that with me for a little while, however long that might be, a few months, a few years, whatever it might look like that you're choosing this. You're choosing to do business like this. You're choosing to learn from whatever I'm doing. And that's the reason why it's so important that we get to know ourselves so well, because the way we do business is going to attract other people that want to do business in that way as well. And so it's the same thing, that want to do life as well. It's like when we attract a partner, we want to know who we are. We want to love ourselves fully so that we can attract a partner that's going to be the same, be similar to that, and meet us where maybe sometimes we might falter and that kind of thing. And so this is how we want to do life and business. And so although, yeah, like financially, yeah, it's a little sketchy and scary, but fuck, it's liberating and exciting. And it's like, my mentor once told me, she was like, do you want stability and consistency, and never just flirt with life and allow it to just surprise you in some way? And I thought about it and I was like, consistency is great, but that doesn't mean that there's always consistent growth. And that growth could just be like, just really slow up leveling. And that's totally cool. If that's your jam, go for it. But I think I'm a little in love with the idea of like, let life surprise me. And if I'm not consistent, cool. That means that one month I'm going to make $100K month. That means another month I might make a $20K month. That means another month I might make $1 million. Like, who fucking knows? But if I'm allowing myself to be okay with that, if I'm allowing myself to be like, let life surprise me, fuck, the possibilities are fucking endless. It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like, nobody could have told me that I would have gotten into education. Nobody could have told me that I was going to open up a shop and then close a shop. Like, nobody would tell me these things. Like, nobody could have told me. I'm just following my own intuitive inner wisdom to guide me in what makes me feel fucking lit up. I want to feel lit up all the time. And when I'm not feeling lit up, I want to be okay with that. In the last few weeks, I have not felt like myself. It's a reason why I haven't been posting a lot. It's a reason why I'm just like, you know what? If I'm not going to post as my highest creative self, there is no point. There is no point in showing up unless I'm teaching a lesson in like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. But I always want to teach a lesson on the other side of that lesson. I don't want to teach it while going through it and moving through it, because I'm not a victim to myself or to my emotions. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes we're like, fuck, I feel this way and I just want to feel this way. And that's okay. I want to be victim in my own time. But I'm not going to be victim and share that energy with anybody. It's okay to feel down, and it's okay to feel unappreciated and unloved and lost and all of these things. And trust me, I felt these things in the last few weeks. I was like, what is happening? Like, I should feel grateful. I should feel a certain way. But all of a sudden, I'm just like, not. And instead of forcing myself to do anything about it, I'm just going to allow those feelings to process within me and just to kind of follow it. And knowing myself well enough to know that, like, hey, I've got certain rituals and routines that allow me to get myself out of my funk. Like, body movement is huge for me. Meditation is huge for me. If I can have just those two things a day, even on the days where I'm not feeling it, like just those two things, I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to post. I don't have to create more things. I'll tattoo and keep up with my appointments and things like that. But all of these other like aspects, I could just take all the space, take all the energy that I have, the little energy that I might have, and cultivate it into the few things that I'm either needing to do because I hold integrity with my word. I set an appointment and I do it with my clients and my tattoo clients and things like that, and my VIP clients. And then I only hold space for that, but I won't create anymore. I'm not going to go online and show up and pretend to be happy-go-lucky Reese and all this other kind of stuff. Like, that's just, I refuse to do it that way because that's not real. And I will always want to stay in integrity with who I am and stay authentic and genuine with what's going on in the moment. And that's how we create a business that is so successful and magnetizing, because we accept ourselves for who we are, for where we're at. And that's fucking beautiful. And you could have I mean, you would ask me a year ago if I would have done it this way. Absolutely not. I would have just been learning all of this stuff. Like I've never felt more aligned and in tune with myself and with my emotions and with everything going on in my life, that even when it's crazy ups and downs, even when I'm stressed, even when I'm feeling like I have zero patience and all of these things, like this has happened literally all in the last month. I've been feeling these things. And I'm just like, yesterday was the first day where I felt, holy shit, I felt aligned and alive. And then I go into this meeting and I get told that my artists are leaving and that the ceiling is falling down and all these things. And I'm just like, wow. And you know what's funny is I didn't feel stress at all. I felt peace. I felt immense peace because that peace meant that this was meant for me, that this was meant to happen, and that it's meant for my highest fucking good. And that there are so many unknown things that are about to happen that I don't even know, but I'm just going to run with it because I have faith and trust in myself that I've got me. And so basically, the lesson of this whole podcast episode is just run with it. Like I had so many goals early on this year and I've surpassed so many of them. I've done so many of them, and I've also just dropped some of them because they didn't align with me anymore. And that's okay. That's the best part, is that doing business in this way is so much more fun and liberating than doing business the masculine way of just like constant go, 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 and falling behind and going some more and trying to prove myself that I'm hustling as much as any other man and I deserve this, and let me prove that I deserve all of this stuff. You deserve it regardless. You deserve it because if you want it, you deserve it. That's where I'm at. And if you're willing to devote yourself and to be consistent in your energy, be consistent in your integrity, be consistent in showing up as your highest creative self, not consistent because you have to or because you have to show face. Consistency is such an interesting word because we look at it and we're like, we just have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and it will compound. Yes, but what is it that you're doing over and over again? Is it serving you or is it not serving you? The only thing consistent works with it is if it is serving you. So if you're like, hey, I know I have to work out 5 days a week, and I got to do this, this, and that in order to eat whatever I want. Like, yeah, maybe that might serve you for a time and create that discipline within you, but it's not actually serving your body if you're not listening to it when it needs to some rest. You know, muscles can't regenerate themselves without rest, without cyclical aspects, without seasons, just like nature, just like a tree, just like a plant. A plant needs to die in order for it to grow again. Flowers need to fall off in order to grow again. Like these are the things that we just need to this is the new way of doing business, guys. It's allowing ourselves to have these ebbs and flows so that we can party like it's 1999 any day of the week. We don't have to wait till the weekend to do it. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at. So I am just wanting to share in all of this wonderful energy with you. I just wanted to share what's happening in my life and hoping that it inspires you in some way to, like, if it resonates with you, please let me know. Please let me know on the Instagrams. Send me a story, all the good stuff. And yeah, I'm feeling good in the vibe. So if you are ready to do business in life with me, let me know. I want to hear about it. I love you so, so much. I'm so rooting for you, and I can feel you rooting for me. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me, and I'll see you in the next episode.